Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President of Maldives, Mohamed Moizu, hold talks in Malé. Both sides exchange several MOUs and agreements on a line of credit from India, fisheries, digital solutions and UPI. FTA negotiations also launched. PM Modi says that the Maldives has a special place in India's neighborhood first and Mahasagar vision. Says that India is proud to be Maldives' most trusted friend. And Thailand declares martial law in 8 acres bordering Cambodia after deadly clashes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held delegation-level talks with the Maldivian President, Dr. Mohamed Moizu. The leaders held talks on a number of issues. Several MOUs and agreements were signed between the two countries. Both countries announced the decision to launch the India-Maldives Free Trade Agreement negotiations. Under India's Buyers Credit Facility, over 3,300 social housing units were handed over in Hulmulale. Hulhumale, and also delivering the press statement along with the Maldivian President, Prime Minister Modi. He said that India is proud to be considered the most trusted friend of the Maldives.
मालदीव भारत की नेबरहुड फर्स्ट पॉलिसी और महासागर विजन दोनों में एक अहम स्थान रखता है। भारत को मालदीव का सबसे भरोसेमंद मित्र होने पर भी गर्व है। आपदा हो या महामारी, भारत हमेशा फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर बनकर साथ खड़ा रहा है। एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज उपलब्ध कराने की बात हो या कोविड के बाद अर्थव्यवस्था को संभालना, भारत ने हमेशा साथ मिलकर काम किया है।
In a significant diplomatic stride, India and the Maldives have deepened their partnership with the signing of 8 MOUs and agreements. These exchanges span critical sectors including trade, finance, digital technology, fisheries, meteorology and public health, marking a new phase of strategic collaboration. Here are the details. The agreement for LOC or line of credit for Indian rupees 4,850 crores to Maldives. A mandatory agreement, this is on reducing annual debt repayment obligations of Maldives to GOI funded LOCs. The terms of reference of the India-Maldives Free Trade Agreement, MOU on cooperation in the field of fisheries and aquaculture, MOU between Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Ministry of Earth Sciences and Maldives' Meteorological Services, Ministry of Tourism and Environment. MOU on cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions implemented at population scale for digital transformation between Ministry of Electronics and IT of India and Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology of Maldives. MOU on the recognition of Indian pharmacopoeia by the Maldives. Network-to-network arrangement or an agreement between India's NPCI International Payment Limited and the Maldives' Monetary Authority on UPI in the Maldives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a line of credit for the Maldives, which is aimed at supporting the country's infrastructure development. Let's listen to what the PM said.
हमारी डेवलपमेंट पार्टनरशिप को नई उड़ान देने के लिए हमने मालदीव के लिए $565 मिलियन यानी लगभग 5,000 करोड़ रुपए की लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट देने का निर्णय लिया है। यह मालदीव के लोगों की प्राथमिकताओं के अनुरूप यहाँ के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के विकास से जुड़ी परियोजनाओं के लिए इस्तेमाल ली जाएगी।
Prime Minister Modi also spoke about the expansion of the Unified Payments Interface or UPI in the Maldives, a move expected to boost tourism and other business sectors. Let's listen.
अब हमारा लक्ष्य है फ्रॉम पेपर वर्क टू प्रॉस्पेरिटी, लोकल करेंसी सेटलमेंट सिस्टम से रुपये और रुपया में सीधे व्यापार कर सकेंगे। जिस रफ्तार से यूपीआई को मालदीव में बढ़ावा मिल रहा है, इससे टूरिज्म और रिटेल दोनों को ताकत मिलेगी।
The Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu said that the Maldives has reaffirmed its commitment to further strengthen ties with India across various sectors.
Our people-to-people connections have long been the foundation of the relationship between the Maldives and India. Through cultural exchanges, tourism, education, and familial bonds, we continue to strengthen mutual understanding and goodwill between our nations. Looking ahead, we are fully committed to further strengthen our cooperation with India across a broad range of sectors through exchange of high-level visits. Prime Minister Modi, I once again thank you for your commitment to enhancing the close ties between the Maldives and India.
PM Modi also donated two Bishma cubes to the Maldives during his two-day visit. Now built under India's Arogya Maitri program, the Bishma is a modular, self-sufficient healthcare unit which is meant to serve any place that lacks immediate medical infrastructure. Regular primary health care, outreach, mass gatherings, remote island clinics, as well as natural disaster or calamity sites. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu jointly inaugurated the Doshi Mena building, which is the newly built Ministry of Defense building in Malé, Maldives, built with Indian assistance.
India, His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi, the Government of India and its people for this generous assistance. With deepest respect, we now invite Your Excellencies to kindly turn your attention to the LED screen for a short introductory video presentation.
Today marks a historic milestone with the
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also held a one-on-one meeting with the Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu. They discussed issues of mutual interest. The leaders jointly reviewed the progress of the comprehensive economic and security maritime partnership between India and Maldives. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi landed at the Vilana International Airport in Malé to a ceremonial welcome. In a special gesture, the President, Mohamed Muizzu, and his cabinet members, they received Prime Minister Modi at the airport. The Prime Minister received a warm and enthusiastic welcome from the Indian diaspora as well as he arrived in Malé. Waving flags and chanting slogans, the members of the community gathered in large numbers to greet Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his state visit to the Maldives, also signed the visitors' book, marking a significant moment in India-Maldives relations. And Prime Minister Modi will be participating in the 60th Independence Day celebrations of the Maldives as the guest of honor on the 26th of July. Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a ceremonial welcome and a guard of honor in Male. In the ceremonial gesture, the Prime Minister was accorded a 21-gun salute, symbolizing the strong bilateral ties between India and the Maldives. This visit underscores the deepening partnership. The discussions in fact focused on enhancing cooperation in trade, tourism, and regional security. Well, the Maldives' stunning seaplane journeys are not just a mode of transport, they've become the key tourist attraction as well. And with Indian travelers now ranking as the third largest group of international visitors, demand for these aerial experiences is soaring. A bird's eye view of paradise, that's what thousands of tourists enjoy every day in the Maldives, thanks to the iconic seaplane services. These flights connect resort islands across the archipelago and also have become a signature part of the Maldivian travel experience.
Each other, and seaplane is the most convenient mode of connectivity which can drop the tourists at the doorstep of the resort, and it is the fastest medium. And as a seaplane industry, more than 40% of the traffic in Maldives, which is more than 2 million tourists, are annually carried by seaplane, and out of that our Trans-Maldivian Airways is the largest, which carries about 35% of the total traffic, inbound traffic of Maldives to the various resorts. So it's a very, very huge role the seaplane industry is playing in Maldives.
Well, Indian tourists now make up the third largest group of international arrivals. Many eager to capture the magic from the skies. With growing demand, operators are expanding fleets and routes, making seaplanes a soaring success in Maldives' tourism story. And still to come here on DD India Live. The French President Emmanuel Macron, he says that France is going to officially recognize the Palestinian state. At the UNGA in September, the world has reacted. Iranian diplomats meet with counterparts from Germany, Britain and France for renewed nuclear talks in Istanbul.
Let's meet people who are turning local challenges into creative opportunities and showing us that being resourceful isn't just smart, it might be the only way forward.
Right now we have close to 150 species that we are growing, actively trying to find out places where we can plant. And then we do the planting and then also take care of.
We are also working to clean up and desilt rivers to restore their natural flow. These are water conservation, sustainable agriculture, and better waste management.
We want to move away from a globalized, centralized system which can function as a network and compete with the large companies.
Our motto is that all the farmers should switch to millet farming and nutritious food should reach people.
Sir, try berry pulao. Too good. Good, no? Hey, why are you giving him such looks? Ignore tips and use your own mind before you order. Lots of people give unsolicited stock tips. It can be dangerous. Study the company and the risk associated. Invest only after analysis.
So much good. Invest it good.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Mark Lin. Thailand has declared martial law in 8 of its districts bordering Cambodia on Friday as the country's traded strikes in a second deadly day of clashes. Apichat Saparset, who is the commander of the military's Border Defense Command in the provinces of Chantaburi and Trat, said in a statement that martial law is now in effect in 7 districts of Chantaburi and 1 district of Trat. Thailand's military on Friday fired artillery towards Sudan province, which borders Cambodia. The acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai has warned that the exchanges could move towards war. And he emphasized Thailand's commitment to peace, but he said that the country had to respond to any provocation in self-defense. So far, the conflict has killed at least 16 people in the clashes that have taken place in 12 locations. And the Indian Embassy in Thailand has issued a travel advisory urging Indian tourists to remain vigilant amid the escalating tensions along the Thailand-Cambodia border. Due to the ongoing unrest along the Thai-Cambodian border, the Embassy of India in Thailand said, and I quote, "In view of the situation near the Thailand-Cambodia border, all Indian travelers to Thailand are advised to check updates from Thai official sources, including the TAT newsroom. As per the Tourism Authority of Thailand, places mentioned in the link are not recommended for travel." The Tourism Authority of Thailand has announced that several attractions across 7 provinces, they are Ubon, Ratchathani, Surin, Sisakat, Buriram, Sakeo, Chantaburi and Trat, they are currently not recommended for visiting. Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces have killed at least 30 civilians, including women and children, in a 2-day assault on a village in the war-torn country's west. This is the War Monitor saying so on Friday. And the Emergency Lawyers Group, which has documented atrocities throughout the 2-year conflict between the army and the RSF, said that these attacks took place on Wednesday and Thursday and targeted the village of Brima Rashid, which is near the RSF-held city of En Nahud in the West Kordofan state. The French President Emmanuel Macron, he said on Thursday that France is going to recognize the Palestinian state in September at the United Nations General Assembly. He said that he hoped that it would bring peace to the region. Macron published a letter sent to the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas confirming France's intention to become the first major Western power to recognize a Palestinian state. France will become the first major Western country to recognize the Palestinian state, potentially giving greater momentum to the movement so far dominated by smaller nations that are generally more critical of Israel. Now, Macron's announcement drew immediate anger from Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu saying that it rewards terror and poses an existential threat to Israel. The U.S. has, meanwhile, rejected France's move to recognize the state of Palestine. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has condemned France's decision to officially recognize the state of Palestine. In a strongly worded post on social media platform X, the top U.S. diplomat has stated that this decision is a slap in the face, a slap in the face of victims of the October 7 attack. Iranian diplomats met with their counterparts from Germany, Britain and France on Friday for renewed nuclear talks, amid warnings that the three European powers could trigger snapback sanctions outlined under the 2015 deal. This meeting in Istanbul is the first since Israel's attack on Iran, which sparked a 12-day war and targeted key nuclear and military sites. On the occasion of the International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem, UNESCO's Regional Office for South Asia, in collaboration with Akashvani and Terry School of Advanced Studies, launched the Climate Science Literacy Radio Messages. The initiative aims to enhance public understanding of climate science by leveraging the power of radio to connect scientific insights with communities. The launch was held as part of the Roots to Resilience seminar, reinforcing the vital role of communication in building climate resilience and also protecting vulnerable ecosystems like mangroves.
Understanding with UNESCO by Akashvani is that whenever they would be at present, whenever they would be doing some target mission activities for the preservation of the environment or for the ecology or for the ecosystem, they look upon to All India Radio to inseminate the information from them to the people who are basically the radio listeners, who can listen the programs and who can then understand whatever the UNESCO intends to do in a very simple and lucid manner.
Moving on to some other stories now. The Indian Ministry of Defence on Friday signed a contract with Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL, for the procurement of 2,000 crore rupees worth of air defence fire control radars for the Indian Army. With a minimum of 70% indigenous content, these fire control radars will be able to detect all forms of airborne threats, including fighter aircraft, attack helicopters and enemy drones. This is what the ministry said in an official statement. Now, this marks a significant milestone in the modernization of air defense regiments and enhances the Army's operational readiness. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code and download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. Thank you very much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.